Right guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got a phone call the other day from Raceline Competitions, and they asked us if we'd do a quick review on one of the cars. Obviously, I think Usher here has got us famous for the Renaults on this channel, more so than me. Even though I think I might be the only one of us that owns one. Have you got?
I've got a couple for sale, but I don't officially own a Renault at the moment. Not personally anyway.
I've got a Renault 172 track car that you haven't seen yet, but anyway. So they came up to us and they presented us with this, which is a Renault 197. Is it a coupe?
She is a coupe. Well,
she
it certainly
is.
Looks like a coupe. If it's not, it's dressed up to look like a coupe anyway. It looks like a genuine coupe to me. It's got the right bits on there anyway.
Now these cars came out of the factory, 197 brake horsepower. Well, thereabouts when you roll and road them.
A little bit less, but
Well known for the good handling. Also well known for being probably a little bit underpowered,
I would say so. The chassis on these cars are always very well manufactured, probably over-manufactured. They're always a lot better. For example, these could have came with a lot more power, which is obviously what leads us on to today's car.
You don't think for 1 second we've bought a standard Renault Clio 197 Cup?
Definitely not. A very French car and a very British location. We're at Seaton Sluice today as well. And these guys, we'll put a link in the comments, are going to be raffling this car off very, very shortly. It's not your average Clio, as Dan says. So what we've got here is a fully forged Meglio. So those of you who know what a Meglio is, it is the 197 with the Megane 225 turbo engine in. This one's got a fully built engine, forged pistons, forged rods. We've got an engine dynamics stage 2 turbo. We've got front mount intercooler, and she's claiming 630 injectors as well, sorry. 350 horsepower, 350 torque as well, isn't it?
It is, 350, and it is quick. We've drove it here. It is really quick. There is a massive long spec list, but
the spec list is quite large.
I could run you through it, but you'd switch off. It's ridiculous. I think Rob sent us a list like this, you know, of stuff that's done to it.
Ultra Legra wheels, we're on 88R tyres, we've got 330mm discs at the front with the 4-pod Brembo calipers as well.
Are they the railing discs, do we know?
I don't know, they look like railings to me, they look like railing 330s, that's what they look like. I think there are 2-piece discs on the car as well. The thing that I like about this car as well, normally you expect 350 horsepower in such a small car to be quite savage. The thing that me and Dan like about this is it is completely drivable. The car handles its power very, very well. You can literally keep it pinned everywhere. Don't get me wrong, we've tried to do not a shitsty, because that's what it was shit. It just lit its tyres up all the way along the road. Obviously we're running semi-slicks. The weather is very, very mild to say the least.
I think the actual stopwatch ran out of time.
Yeah, really I had a cigarette and a couple of cups of coffee. It gives you an idea, you know, but in terms of what we've got here today, I mean, obviously, as you know, at the minute, obviously lockdown, it is a very, very difficult time. There's no track days available. I would have loved to have put this thing on a track. Whoever wins this car is in for a treat. The price of the tickets are very, very cheap from the guys. You know, we're not sponsored by this particular Raceline competition company. We just obviously took it upon ourselves to put the car on the channel. It would get us some views, and obviously the guys are really good guys, quite like-minded ourselves, and we just thought it would be a good idea to get this on. It's quite a cool car. We were liking it, weren't we?
Well, you've mentioned sponsors now, so we're probably going to have to cut to the bit. I'd like to say thank you to the alloy wheel specialist at Cramlington. We'll put a link in now. They're the official sponsor of our channel, and the work these guys do is
It's
absolutely
going
phenomenal.
very well, isn't it, as well? A couple of customers been back in touch with us, said they've had products done, wheels, bits of smart repairs, and been very, very happy with the workmanship. So it's just nice to know that when we put a sponsor out there, the level of workmanship involved in that is to a very high standard. That's what we're finding in terms of feedback. That's what we're getting back from it anyway.
I would stand and talk a bit more about the car, but I'll quickly show you around it, and I'm freezing.
Yeah,
I'm absolutely Baltic, by the way.
We've got nipples like midget gems. Midget gems is a popular sweet in the northeast, but
We'll give you a quick tour around it. So what you think of it. Usher, you're the Renault pervert. Do you want to? Would you like
go on,
to
grab
go
the
on
camera.
then?
I'll talk you around it. So obviously, in terms of the car itself, as you can see, it's not really trying too hard. It does look very well. We've got a genuine cup splitter on the front. Like I said, we are thinking this one is a genuine cup car, and we know that because of the textured strips on the side there. With the cup cars, as you know in previous videos, the build threads, I'll not bore you with it, but there is a thread there which tells you all about Clios and the specs that you're looking for. OZ Ultra Legra wheels. We're not even running a spacer on there, so these are perfect fitment as well. We think these are real and two-piece 330mm discs. And we've got the Brembo calipers. It stops very, very well. Genuine cup spoiler on the roof, as long as the genuine cup side skirts as well, which is nice. We run a nice set of 8008R tyres on there as well. As you can see, it looks like we've got the railing discs at the back. The bazookas at the back. This is a 3-inch system, turbo back all the way through. Again, you'll see when we cut the footage inside the car, it is quite loud, but when you get on, it is a nice place to be. We've got a few little creaks and rattles, but this car is also fully solid mounted as well. When you're building something to this spec with this kind of power, you do want solid engine mounts. You don't really want to lose any power through, obviously, transfer between the engine and gearbox and the movement, so it is quite solid. Inside the car, I quite like this. I mean, they've kept it kind of club sport spec, so we haven't gone over the top to the point where the car is disgusting to drive. It's still quite tidy in here. We've still got the quality of the carpets, we've got the full dashing, still got the roof lining. So yeah, pretty much club sport spec. You'll notice a shifter if you're into those are ZPO 0.1. Fantastic bit of kit. The shifts are dead short, they're dead precise, and you'll do well to miss a gear in this car. It's very well put together. Half dish wheel there to look at as well, obviously boost gauge. Upon quick inspection, when we set the car away, when we were in it a little bit earlier on, we're running around 17-18 PSI of boost, I believe, at the moment. I'll just pop the bonnet as well. The scoops on the front are built by a friend of mine. I will give him a mention, he's been good to me over the years. I think those are CM composites. You can buy them from that chap. Very good bit of kit. In terms of the Meglio engine, these were never the prettiest engine to look at, but they do work. Inside there, you wouldn't think you were looking at a lot, but the package, it does provide a very exciting experience.
Do you know what I love about these cars?
What's that?
That looks like Renault could have put that in there themselves.
Yeah, it does fit quite well.
Doesn't look like a conversion.
No, well the thing is with these, obviously the Meglios and everything, these go on the original mounts and everything, so there's no custom mounts, nothing like that. They just literally bolt up. Chris Dark down at Rensport, obviously a friend of ours who does bits of work on the cars, he actually builds looms for these as well, so you can get a loom made up to get everything to work. So yeah, it does look factory, which to me is a big plus point. My thing is with cars and engine conversions is, if it's in there and it's factory and it works well, then that's great. My biggest gripe was some engine conversions where they look chucked in, the wiring's all over it, looks slapdash. With these you don't get that. They do look quite factory in there as well. So the good thing is as well, the guys who are basically raffling this car off raceline competitions, these guys actually prep these cars. It's not something they just go and grab it and just sell it off willy-nilly. This car is going in for a full prep. You'll have a quick kind of check, walk around inspection, which will be undertaken by Chris Dark down at Rensport. He's the specialist and he's the guy that we use to prep all of our Reynolds. So what you're actually going to win here is a fully sorted car that needs nothing. It's a turnkey track car. Put the key in, flip the ignition, and off you go. So what is a fully forged Meglio like to drive? Well, I would say, to be honest with you, it's kind of like your first woman. She's quite firm, she's quite good looking, and she goes quite well as well.
You obviously never met Mike first.
I've met a few of your last ones.
Sounds like you've landed on your feet.
It's a very good car to be in this. Obviously everything is very, very firm. You can hear in the background, you will get a bit of vibration from the solid mounts, but what I will tell you is, like, all the cars that me and Dan had, you know in the first 5 minutes what kind of car you've gotten into, and it is a good car, isn't it?
Aye, well, I say I've actually had 225 conversions, not to this spec, but I've had them, and every time I've drove them, it actually feels like they were built by the factory.
Yeah,
And it feels like that should have been the engine that
Yeah.
these cars came with, and the only reason they didn't put that engine in this car is they would have never sold any Megans.
Nah, that's exactly it, yeah. It's trying to keep that Megane market open, isn't it?
It's the only reason. And
Yeah.
I mean, this one's obviously much quicker, but even then,
They should have built these.
Yeah.
They should have built these.
It doesn't drag you all over the road.
Nah.
It doesn't feel uncomfortable.
That's what I like about it. I mean, don't get us wrong. When you get down into second gear and you're trying to like give it a little bit of hoon, you're trying to get on, it does misbehave a little bit, but obviously with the conditions that we've got, you expect that. But when you're on it and you get up into third and fourth gear, like the car doesn't want to drag you around. It's dead subtle and dead refined, and it's positive. The steering does everything you want to do, doesn't it?
It does, aye. The car's lovely. These have always drove nice with that engine.
Aye.
I think as a road car, we were on about this earlier,
Yeah.
I think your Civic's probably a bit quicker.
Yeah, a supercharged Civic's probably maybe would have the edge.
That feels converted, it feels built, it feels...
It does.
Definitely doesn't feel like it left the factory like
Nah,
that.
definitely not.
These feel like, I think
Yeah.
the chassis can just take it so well.
Apart from, because obviously we're getting old now, so we're quite finicky. Apart from the little bits of vibrations, if it wasn't for the vibrations of the solid mounts, I could actually drive this every day, me, like not a problem, could you? It's quite comfortable, isn't it?
Man. This is something, the people that's going to want this car probably going to be a little bit younger than us.
I think so as well. But I
Still
tell you
make us
what,
giggle, we like it.
I tell you what though, like, again, obviously back to the last clip, I would love to have a go of it on track with 350.
Oh.
We've obviously had the Meg Leos before, me and Dan. The ones that we've had have been probably at 300 horsepower. Obviously this having a little bit more, it does feel a little bit more leery. But I think with an able driver behind the wheel, I think this car would be quite difficult to catch on track. I think it would, would chop like.
I'll tell you, I'm going to buy tickets for this.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a sin not to. So I will buy tickets. If I won it, I would just have this as my track car.
Yeah.
I don't think you wouldn't need nothing else.
I wouldn't have a problem keeping it if I won it. I think I'd be obviously, well, you win everything, you're going to be over the moon, but like as a track car, yeah, I think it would be awesome.
100%.
Nürburgring, obviously depending on when we get there, probably 2025.
Oh. It's funny, you know, you started comparing, like, you know, the car with your first woman and what have you. I wonder if that's why I love a Cossie. Loads of owners. You can't really depend on it. It costs a fortune. And
Yeah,
lets you
it
down
takes
a
all
lot.
your money.
Takes all your money.
Yeah.
Um,
Can make you very happy, but
I'll
also
tell
very,
you what,
very sad.
they know how to make a man smile. That's the damn sure.
We're just basically rolling down the seafront now, coming towards Whitley Bay, obviously in the northeast. And we're going to try and drop off onto some B roads and stuff, and we'll get some clips, and we'll not go mad, but we'll send the car on a little bit, and just to give us an idea of what it goes like.
By the way, while we're pottering along here, I've bought a new set of comps for me Cossie, brand new from Compomotive. I'd just like to say a quick thank you to Barry, who works at Compomotive in the sales department. I'll tell you exactly what happened. I bought a full set, brand new, dead excited. Stop it.
Go on, mate.
Don't be nasty. I was upset. So I bought a brand new set of Compomotive THs. I'll put a picture up of it now because it looks amazing. You've got to give it that.
Ah, it looks well.
So I bought them, and when I got the tyres put on, the place that put the tyres on scratched all my wheels all the way around on two of them. I was mortified. So anyway, I actually rang Compomotive, spoke to Barry, and honestly the service that man has given me under the circumstances. I rang him, I told him what happened. He went, "You're joking, we only sent these out the other day." I went, "I know, you needn't tell us." I was sick. Honestly, sorted as a right deal out to send us 2 new wheels out. Like.
Which is good, because I find, if obviously the people who are watching the channel, I find that when you get these big companies who are very, very well established, some of them, they go too big and the customer service starts to lack. They don't worry about the little guy like us.
This guy was honestly, he's called Barry. He's been emailing. He emailed when my new ones were picked up from the courier. Everything. I cannot thank that guy enough. He done us a bit of a discount on them, which you would never normally get on a Compomotive because of what had happened. Over the moon, really am. Honestly, couldn't have been any better. So thank you, Barry, if you're watching. I know I've sent you a link to my channel anyway, and I know you're having a watch of it. So hopefully you see this one as well and share it with the lads. Remember to hit that like button.
Tits up, Big Baz. That's the Big Bazzer. I've bought, obviously we'll put it on the channel shortly, but I've bought a new car recently. Something that I've wanted since I was a kid, but I'm not going to go into it because it'll spoil the video. And although I love the car, that's pretty much the same as this.
Hold on, what you bought?
You know what I've bought? I bought that car that I told you the price and you laughed at us and called us an idiot.
Oh, you are
Because
an
it was
idiot.
too much money.
Yes, I thought you'd sold it.
No, it's not for sale.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What's the date?
It's a...
Hold on.
Well, I bought something that Dan obviously isn't hot about, so I'm sure he's already know what kind of car it is. Obviously, it would only be one kind of car. It would either be a Renault, which it's not, or it would be something else, which it is.
Hold on, these people's going to get the hopes up to see what you bought. It's a fucking Honda Civic.
Why did you do that? You've ruined me moment now. You've ruined that.
I know, but you're going to ruin their moment.
That's not just a Honda Civic, though,
There's
is it?
nearly 8,000 subscribers. Like, oh, what's he bought?
It's
I
not
bought
just
a Honda Civic.
It's not just a Honda Civic, though. It's a very, very special and very, very rare Honda Civic running power.
That was only rare because nobody wanted them in the first place.
No. Well, I'll tell you something now. Well, obviously, I'll not tell you exactly which Civic it is.
It's yellow.
Mate, you fucking... Why would you do that?
Well, they might think it's one of the UK versions in yellow, which would be...
Yeah, it's an import car, and the last one that sold in Japan, which was a week ago, done $90,000 US.
Why would that matter if you never sell it?
Well, it wouldn't, but it's nice to know, you know what I mean? A man might want to retire one day, send across to America, but that's where the market is for them at the minute.
I'm going to go back to our chat.
Oh, right, okay.
And I can't remember if it was on WhatsApp. I think it was.
Aye, because obviously the chat when we spoke to you about buying it, and you just laughed.
You want to see something funny? I responded, absolutely. Hi, Anthony. Further to our conversation, is it at all possible to ship the whatever car it was to Texas? I have 40 to 50,000 US dollars to spend on such a car.
Yeah. So there was a guy basically got in touch with me. We sold an EK9, a white one, on Facebook a couple of days ago, and there was an American guy from Texas, lad called Randy, believe it or not, very American name, had messaged and said that he wanted the car that I'd bought him exporting. Would I sell him mine and offered 40 to 50,000 US dollars, which actually shocked me, like how much money people are willing to pay for these cars.
No, it didn't. You looked.
Crazy.
Your next answer, the next thing said, but one sold for 95,000. So you're waiting for a bigger offer, and it's gone.
Everything's got its price, man.
Oh, there we go. Everything's got its price.
You know that, mate. That's I live and die by that. Everything's got its price. If somebody offers the right money, I'll sell it.
How many people try buying me Cossie? How many people try buying me Evo? They get told to go
Yeah,
away.
I know, but there's a slight difference between me and you. Obviously, the problem is with my passion and my business is kind of rolled into one. Obviously, with you working for Ford and getting your wages from Ford, you don't need to sell your personal cars. I know I don't really need to, but like, I don't know, I just don't know how to say no. If someone hands the right money over, I just say yes. And I can't help it. It's a disease.
At this moment, go to Google and search the word greedy bastard, and you'll get a big Wikipedia section on Anthony Usher of On the Limiter.
See what she gets to.
Boost! Quite proud of this one. I finally managed to get some money out of Usher for a GoPro. The smallest of GoPros in the world. I don't know how it works, like. That's a camera.